think it should be visible now, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, last time I didn't present anything, like we said, because I was out. But I've done some stuff recently, and I'm just gonna say, what I'm aiming for right now is to release this as quickly as possible and see what people will do, right? If they're gonna be adding their accounts. So here you can see a couple of AWS accounts, and my goal is now just to release this feature where you can add your own AWS account, and that's pretty much it for now, right? You can add your account, and I just want to see what's the result, what's the traction that I'll get on this. You can go here, right? And you can see when you've already set up the account. You can see, yeah, so that's some data on the account. Yeah, and everyone will be able to see here what the ID of your AWS account is, right? You will be able to add your access key and secret key here. That's what's going to be used to, modify the infrastructure on your account from CodeSmash, right? And the Git credentials as well. So you'll just paste them here. And this is something new that I have. This is where you can update your account. So basically, every time I make a commit, right, I change the code of CodeSmash. I put it into the repository, and this should change and say that your account is now out of date, right? So you need to update your account. So you just press this, and yeah, after like 2 minutes, it's going to be updated, and you have all the new features. Oh, and this one is to just disable your account, which means, if you don't want to use it anymore, you just disable it, and that's that. The thing is, you can also restore your account. And the reason why is because I'm going to make it such that, two people cannot add the same account, right? So you can add your account, and then you can add it back later, right? So let's say I do this. Now you see I cannot click in the fields anymore. Everything's been grayed out. If I close it, you can see that this one is grayed out here as well, right? So if I click here, I can just filter this out. I can go here, and I can, restore the account. And now I can see it again. So that's working, right? I want to release that as soon as possible, but there's some backend validation that I still need to do. So that's going to take some time, but yeah, it should be done quickly. Then I'm gonna start with pre-sales, right? And I was thinking of just, people can then see, hey, this is actually working, right? I can see the stuff that's on my AWS account, right? So I'm just gonna have like some benefits for early adopters, and those who actually do take, like the sign up for the pre-sale, they're gonna see this, right? Early adopter benefits, and from then on, let's say that there are price increases, right? They're going to see their discounts here. Any future price increase, they're going to have, let's say, 25% off, like permanently. So I think that that makes sense. So that, and yeah, so as you can clearly see here, I've added a couple of more stacks here. So I just want to talk about what are the first things that I'm going to aim for. So let's say that this is done and this is released. And then the next step is going to be to, save those designs that I showed, last time, store them to your AWS account, right? So what are some of the things that I'm going to aim to, that you can actually create and then build for yourself? Let's take something really simple. You know what? A lot of people need like a DevOps environment in terms of a CI/CD pipeline, but no one wants to actually set that up. In AWS, you've got these here things: code commit, where you store your code; code build, the system that builds your code; code pipeline, right, that mediates between these two; and the code deploy. So basically, if you want to build, let's say, a serverless, website that's just stored in S3 bucket and served through, let's say, CloudFront. You can do something like this. So this is going to be here, right? So you have your code repository, your website's code is going to be stored here. Then you need to have something that's going to build it, right? You're going to go here. Let me zoom out a bit. I think it's better. Okay, and there you need the pipeline that's going to mediate between these two, and you can then take the pipeline, right? And you need to now tell the pipeline, okay, for now, what I didn't do is change these parameters. I need to change the parameters, so this is just like fake for now. But let's assume, you go here, you tell it every time, you commit the code into the repository, code pipeline is going to take it and send it to the code build, right? So, and once it's built, you need to send it somewhere where it's going to be. And basically, you can just say, okay, this is the ID of the bucket, and it's then going to be copied over to the S3 bucket. Then we need to serve it from CloudFront, let's say, and we'll say that the origin, right, for the CloudFront, where the static, HTML and JavaScript files are going to be served from, it's this here ID. So origin is going to be this one, right? And your probably domain name, you're going to set it something like HTTPS, my, website.com. And you can now save this, right? So this should now work. Then you promote this to an app, right? The apps are going to be here. You just click build, and on one of these accounts that you select on your AWS accounts, this is going to get built. And you then have pretty much everything working, right? So then you just commit your code to the repository, it gets built, it gets sent to the S3 bucket, and immediately it's visible in CloudFront. And yeah, that's for the serverless way of doing things. There's also a lot of people who still use, what do they call those? EC2 instances, right? So you might want to have something like this. You want to start an EC2 instance, then you need to use something like code deploy. What else you will be able to do, right? So code deploy is going to deploy to an EC2 instance, right? And let's say you want to have it load balanced, your EC2 instances, right? Because let's say you want to have one that's going to be, this one is going to be, EC2 in US, right? And this EC2 is going to be EC2 in EU. This one is going to be in Europe, right? Let's say you have clients mostly from Europe and the US. So you're basically just going to say, okay, you need to deploy once the code is built, right? Deploy them to both of these instances, right? And then you just need to load balance them. And you're going to say something like, okay, this guy and this guy here. So the traffic is now going to be sent both here and here. And of course, you want to put a CloudFront in front of this. And yeah, just say the origin ID here. That's it. So now you can save this in two ways. First things first, now it's becoming like kind of complicated, right? But here's the thing. If you actually think about it, we are dealing here with two things. We are dealing with the build process and with the serving process, right? So realistically, you wouldn't probably want to do it like this. You would want to, let's say, remove these so you can reuse this here. So instead of, giving the names to your code commit repository, you're going to add something like parameters that you can interpolate, right? You're going to say repo name, right? And you're going to add these kind of parameters to all to all of these inputs here to your build system. And then you're going to save this here as a custom stack, right? Then you're going to do the same thing with this here. You're going to save it as a custom stack as well. So then you're basically just going to have right here, right? So they're going to be visible here. You're probably going to call this, you know, a generic build system, and this is a generic website server system, right? So once that's done, we can now, you know, remove all of this. Let me just go here and back. You're going to have these two stacks here. So you'll then just drag and drop them, right? Because you can then set, let's assume that these are, you know, custom ones. So the build system, right, just needs to know when it's where it's going to be served, where the website is going to be served, and it's going to be served in this one here, right? So this custom stack now contains all those, you know, EC2 instances, the load balancing system, and the cloud front. So you're basically just going to say, I don't know, you can place it here, right? And now you store this again as a custom stack, right? And you launch it as a new app. And now basically, now it's more understandable what it's doing, right? You have a build system and you have a system for serving websites. And anytime now that you know, need a new website, let's say you have 10 clients, right? You're just going to create 10 apps here. You just promote this one template to an app. You set up all the properties. Let's say it's going to be something like, okay, not here. You go here, right? And you're going to see all the inputs that you need to fill out, all the parameters. So the name of the repo, the name of everything that's going to be specific for this project. Once you fill that out, right, you can just click and it's all going to be deployed. And you can then, like I said, deploy, let's say, 10 of these. And each of these systems, you'll have both the build system and the server system. They're going to be completely separate for each client. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's how it's supposed to work.
Wow, I love that. Every time I see more of like updates on this, I'm always just like, can't wait till this is in production because I know so like I'm gonna watch.
Yeah. It's not okay. And very small thing. I've added some kind of tooltips here, right? So that's, but I'm probably going to remove this. This makes sense, but only I think here, right? If you want to close this, and you know, if you want to see some data, right? And so I'm probably I'm gonna redesign this at some point. But yeah, like I said, my goal is now just to see what the people think, right? Are they going to set up their accounts, and how many accounts are going to be set up once I release this? Then let's see what happens after that. I'm already able to, like I said, if you remember first time, I'm already able to save data, any kind of data, to a repository from a Lambda. That just needs to now be implemented and connected to the front end. But yeah, that's going to be the next step. And then comes the harder step. That's where you actually have to take all of this stuff and create all these pipelines in the back end where it's going to build stuff. But I don't know when that's going to be. Hopefully this comes like at the end of the month or early next month. And yeah, that's it.
Wow.
That's it. That's all that I have to show for now. So you can ask questions if you have any.
Yeah, honestly, you gotta keep it on this because this is just I really want this because I'm not a pro at AWS, and especially to someone who's new with AWS and is trying to start doing maybe their side projects and stuff. This just makes it easy. It's just so simple, and AWS is by itself is not simple. And having this, it's the Webflow bubble of AWS, and yeah, I can't wait to see more.
That's true, and I'm actually aiming. If you remember, I mean, you can actually see it on the landing page, right? It says build custom backends for Bubble and Webflow. So if we're going to talk about sales side, That's my current demographics. That's my customers. I'm aiming for like the first customers, because like I said, if you use Bubble and Webflow, which are great, and you want to create full stack websites, you can, but they charge a lot for, data storage.
Yeah.
But they do allow you to use custom backends. So if you build a custom backend with this, you're not going to be charged a lot, because AWS is cheap. And as you can clearly see, it's going to be very easy to launch them. So yeah, you just launch it here. You use them in Bubble and Webflow, and you save a lot of money on data storage, and that's it. Yeah.
Have you thought about creating a tutorial?
Absolutely. Here how it's going. When I first release, let's say you open the designer view, right? This is the designer view. There's going to be like a tooltip here. It's literally going to show a YouTube video, and it's going to say, set up a new account, right? And you click on the video, you're immediately going to be sent to YouTube to see how to set up your account. So every new feature, it's just going to have a small tooltip here that you can click. Of course, you can close it, right? So it doesn't bother you. But yeah, there's going to be like a tutorial, YouTube tutorial for every new feature, and of course documentation.
Nice. I think that's a great idea. That needs to be done. Even for someone like me, I connecting the dots makes sense, but there's certain things about AWS, like terminology, vocabulary, that like you still might need help with, and yeah, tooltips should probably help a lot with that, honestly. And that'll help you with retaining your users as well, so they're not scared and intimidated by any sort of technical aspect that they don't understand when they're trying to set up their environment.
Yeah, so on the landing page, what I'm going to add as well, let's say, you see this, okay, how it works. And then there's going to be a part where it says, what you can build. And then I'm going to probably have to give them some end-to-end solutions. So like I showed now, right? A build system, or something that immediately serves websites from an EC2 instance, right? So these are end-to-end solutions. These are completely, finalized products, right? So I'm just gonna create these custom stacks and say, and add a button that says launch now, right? So you don't have to connect anything. Just fill out the names that you want of all the resources, right? And just click launch now. So I think that's literally the easiest way to do. If you want to play around with these, this here and whatnot, that's fine. But I think the easiest way for literally anyone who wants, people just want a custom backend. That's it, right? They don't want to play around too much with this. Oh, and especially regular developers, right? Their response, I don't mean developers, I mean DevOps guys. So what I got, the response that I got for now is they're not really all that interested. And the reason is they don't care about, this no-code stuff, right? They are used to writing code, and that's that. And so that's not going to change. So what I'm also going to add is a CLI, right? So you're basically just going to say, if you remember, I mentioned on the first show, there needs to be a CLI that's just going to say, you're going to type in CodeSmash, deploy, and the name of your config. And the config file is going to be a YAML. So I have to show that next time, right? I'm going to probably show it next time. You'll write a config, you'll type it in, deploy this in your CLI. And so then I think I can get DevOps guys to use this as well. But first I'm aiming for, no code developers, and then I'll probably have to create a new landing page, right? So there are going to be two landing pages. One is for no code guys, and then for like traditional DevOps guys. And that's that.
Are you typically, are you focused? So it seems like you're more focused on individuals and maybe like small entrepreneur people. What about business facing? What do you think? How do you think that's going to work if you're going to be more business facing with this?
That's a good question. So if you look at the pricing, I've already thought about that, and here's how it's going to be. This is actually not too hard to add. It's just a backend validation. So I'm gonna add workspaces. So you see, there's like going to be a business plan, and you're going to be able to add users. So if you have a personal account, you're going to be like one user, right? You can use it for yourself. But as soon as you have a business account, you can add multiple users, and then you'll be able to see. So, for example, let's say you have a company. That's going to be the name of your workspace. You're going to probably see a logo of your company and the name of your company right here, right? So CodeSmash and the name of your company, and then you'll know, hey, this is a business account. So you can then switch from one workspace to another. Let's say you have a couple of GitHub projects, right? And then you can have multiple workspaces where you log in. So let's say you work for multiple clients, right? So then you can open multiple workspaces and so on and so forth. Yeah, so that's not too hard to do. So yeah, that's also going to work.
Nice. I could easily see this not only with the individual user, but also business facing would like this as well.
I only contacted one agency for now, and they said that they're interested. It looks good. And the reason why I aimed at these specific guys is because I saw that they are using Zeno. And Zeno is similar to this. But like I said, what they can do, like Zeno, backendless, and what's it called? Supabase, right? So these are similar products. But again, they host on their end. So they have to charge you. They have to mark up for the data storage, right? And my markup for the data storage is zero, literally zero, because it's going to be hosted on your AWS account, right? So that's why I want to, yeah, they said that they're interested, and I said, sure, I'll give you a demo once it's done, and that's that. But yeah, I'm gonna go and talk to the agencies that use, Bubble and the Webflow, because that's now growing a lot. And you can see on the, what's it called? On the Bubble's website, there's a list of agencies, right? So I can just go and look up all the agencies and contact them. And there's like 300 of them, if I've counted correctly. And for Webflow, there's like 700 that I found. And so there's a lot of people that I can contact and
that's good.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good. This is one thing I've noticed is that a lot of people on Twitter with their SaaS or projects, when they try to do outreach, they're always outreaching to either other developers or individuals. And most people will reply, or they'll tweet out saying like, oh, I'm struggling with user retention. And Khalil, or he was on the show, on the second show, he was saying something about how he's got all these registered accounts, but no one's using his system. And he was saying that typically these are like friends, family, and just other developers, but there's like no one's using it enough. And I had suggested, I think with your codeless API, you should try to do more business facing. And I think then businesses will take you more seriously. And I think not only for his stuff, but especially for your stuff. Because businesses need to be quick. They need to be fast and deploy this, deploy that. And this just makes it faster. So I think you'll have much better user retention, client retention, and just, you'll be making pre-sales as well. Just also really putting the effort with making connections with business facing clients. Salman, do you have any comments or suggestions or anything about Mario's CodeSmash?
Yeah, thanks, man. Like, first of all, I want to tell that I am not the person, cloud person, the Mario who is targeting. So Mario is targeting the, I should say, audience who is really expert in cloud technologies, DevOps engineers. So I am not in that space, but I do have some contacts, which people they are DevOps engineer themselves, so they would better understand the need of this kind of product which Mario is developing. So the idea that I have gotten is that this product helps me. For example, if like I am a developer, so I don't know much like deeper about the cloud, and I don't know how to like manage the AWS infrastructure. So to get started quickly, I would use the Mario's tool to set up the entire like project. And because Mario has designed it, the user experience this way, that I would like use drag and drop tools to like to like connect different things with together by using like my gestures and other stuff to like set up the whole project and then start make the project working. So I have like understand this. So I think this is pretty cool. Like I haven't seen this kind of tool before, and I think that this would be a good tool for people like me, for example, who are like really new. And so that's good.
Nice.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
makes perfect sense. I mean, if you're building something that needs a backend,
Yeah.
then you're probably going to be able to build it very quickly with this, especially if I already pre-build some templates that literally, you know, fit what you're looking at for, right? In that case, there's no dragging and dropping. It's just filling out the parameters, right? The names of all the resources that you're going to use. You just fill them out, you launch them, that's it. In that case, it's very easy.
Next time, like I would like bring one person like who is DevOps engineer himself. Maybe if he has time to like participate in this conversation, so we can like better evaluate the product which Mario is like developing. So that would be pretty interesting, and we would gain like very good insights about like the when like the person itself who is like working in this field sees this and comments on this. So that would be pretty interesting to hear. So I would like try to bring him on the next session so we can like
Perfect.
have discussion.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, you can invite whoever you want. I mean, they don't even have to, you know, present anything, right? As long as we have the audience that's going to watch and listen, right?
Yeah,
And give some feedback. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice. Is that everything you have to present to us, Mario?
Yeah, so that's it for now. You know what? I think next time we can just go. If you remember, I told you about the first thing that I built, which was my social network. So at some point, I just want to talk about my experience, how that was, because I was building it for 4 years, and I have like an article on medium.com. And it's starting to actually gain traction now. I've got like more than 1,000 claps. That's like likes on Facebook, right? And it's currently the longest article on Medium ever written. It's more than 50 minutes read.
Oh my.
Right?
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
like the longest on medium.com. There's nothing longer. So you will be able to see the whole process. I mean, I can send you the link so you can go through it. We can maybe discuss it next time. You'll see what was the process of literally sitting down and building everything. So designing, coming up with the idea, designing, and then building. And all of that took 4 years. But I delivered like the complete project. And then I'll talk about what happened with the sales side. I can talk about that, you know, next time.
Okay. Yeah, people will be very eager to, especially myself, to hear that.
Absolutely, yeah.
That experience is very, I think a lot of people that we talk to a lot on Twitter don't have that experience. So any, you know, whatever you would like to share on that stuff, people are
that's for
they're
next
excited
time.
for that. Cool.
Thanks. Okay, I'll stop sharing. You can, if you want, you can share now.
Sure. Thank you for sharing that, Mario. That was,
You're welcome.
I'm always excited to see that, the progression. Salman, do you have anything you'd like to present today?
Yeah, no, like right now, like I don't have like any visually thing to like present, but I would like love to have some chat regarding the project I am working, so like I can like collect feedback. So uh, just a minute, like give me 1 or 2 minutes.
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
If you have some kind of designs, like I mean like notes, because I have a ton of notes from my previous project. I can actually go through that as well.
Uh,
Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with
I
sharing.
yeah.
Do you want to share it next time, or do you want to share this right now? Are you just getting everything you need?
I am like right now like seeing what I should like represent.
Okay.
So just a minute. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
How long, while Salman's doing that, how long has it take you to make CodeSmash from the bottom up?
No, I started like if I remember correctly, this year in February.
Oh, so yeah, it's only been a couple months. You made a lot of,
Exactly,
looks like a lot of progress, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Okay,
guys are
let's see.
able to, you guys are
Oh,
able
you
to
have
see.
Puppeteer. Okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
can see it.
Yeah.
You're using Puppeteer. That's nice.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I should like first of all like should run this so that you guys can understand what I am like going through. So yeah, this is a Node.js program like where I have written the scripting code. Like I am like here giving this a username like the Twitter username, and then the puppeteer goes to that username here. Like if I can tell you like here, the puppeteer goes to that username and then scraps the tweet from its profile. So basically the idea is that I want to like enable entrepreneur to gain early adopters for its product. Okay, by spending like nothing on like advertising or user acquisition. So this is a problem that a lot of entrepreneurs face, like how to like start getting like some early users, because in the beginning like there is like no one, and it is very like pretty difficult to find someone who like would be using your product. So I want to like create a platform which utilizes Twitter, because I think Twitter is that a platform which completely like suits perfect for this kind of job, because here people like discuss and people like share their opinions on other products, other person's products. So that's why I think Twitter is the place where I would like do the first. So I will utilize Twitter like these tweets would be shown on my platform, which I would like develop the front end. And the idea is that those tweets would only be coming from those profiles which have like which have like have a lot of following. Maybe you can say, for example, Elon Musk. As you know, he has like millions of followers on Twitter. So, and what I would be doing is that I would be fetching the most recent tweets of it. For example, if Elon Musk tweets right now, just now, so on my platform would fetch that tweet and display it. And what would the advantage of it is that, as you know, there would be people like hundreds and thousands of people interacting with the Elon Musk tweets, like going in the comments, having discussion and liking and retweeting. So there would be like there is a certain chance that many people would at least hear about like your product, like what you are building and what you have built, what you have offered to the world. So there would be like some people who will completely ignore, and there would be some people who would like get like interested in like using his product. Now, this is just a like simple example. I know like this depends on the interest. For example, if if for example Messi, a soccer player, uh,
Mhm.
uh, tweets something, okay, tweets something And in that comment section, there is like one person who is selling like his cake. So no one would like take him serious because that that audience which he is like going and like trying to selling is not the audience he should he like wants. So the more good uh, approach would be like people who are like, for example, store owners of some kind of soccer apparel. If they want to like sell their clothes, so they will like then go to the Messi street and then like maybe try to self promote their store so that because people there are like soccer fans, so they will like come and see the comment and read it, and then maybe some of them may even check out his store to buy some stuff from it. So that's the like simple idea that I am like thinking. I have like many different level of like project. For example, right now the first time I would launch it would be a very like minimalistic approach where people would be just saying the most recent tweets all over the Twitter, and the tweets would be grouped into categories. For example, as I mentioned earlier, uh, uh, for example, a sports category. In that sports category, every single tweet would be related to sports. And for example, if there is a tech category, in that category, every single tweet would be related to a tech community. And each tweet would be like most recent. For example, like 1 minute ago, a tweet was published by someone. So the most recent tweets would be like fetched from the Twitter. I would say scrapped. I should say scrapped from the Twitter. So that's the idea. And if I if I once like it is developed, I would like test it on my profile. Like I would like try to gain some like early adopters for my this platform that I would be building. So that would be another way to like validate my idea. And I have like contacted many other people. So for the response, the early response is good, and they have agreed that they would also like try to test the platform as when I like share with them. So they will like give me the feedback, and they will like tell me what the experience they got. Did they take advantage of it, or do they thought really like think that it's a time waste something? So that's like the basic idea I am like developing. So like if you guys have questions, you can ask me. I would try to like clarify because I am first time speaking and like explaining to someone the idea. So there is a chance that you guys may have some mis confusions regarding the idea. You can ask.
Yeah, so I have a couple questions. So you have a Twitter web scraper that is you're using it to optimize people's posts that like maybe they're posting like using your Messi example. So what's going on is so Messi does actually funny enough, Messi scored a crazy goal like maybe a day or two ago. And so if people will post that goal on a tweet, but in the comments, there could be someone like trying to sell something, like maybe, like you
Yeah,
said, a Messi kit. But that
yeah,
may where he posted that tweet in the reply might
yeah,
not be a very good place, right?
yeah,
Because it might be get people might like overlook it. They'll be like, oh, I don't want to see your ad for you selling your Messi kits on your website. So so after that point, what does your bot do for them?
No, I want to like clarify a couple of things.
Sure.
First is, uh, if I like explain simply, I would have a platform. A platform is a website in my language. Okay,
Mm.
I would have a website. The website would be what it would be doing is fetching the tweets. Okay, the tweets the tweets that would be fetched would be from the Twitter profiles. The Twitter profiles that have a lot of following. You can say hundreds and thousands of people have followed them. Like they are like influencer kind of profiles. Okay, Elon
Mhm.
Musk and several other like profiles. Okay, so the reason that I would be only fetching those profiles tweet is that because due to their following. because the number one goal is to like gain people, gain the audience, target audience. Okay, so I would be like targeting the customer by using those profiles audiences. If that makes sense. So
Yes.
let's repeat the process. There is a website which is displaying the most recent tweets from different profiles. Okay, now as you guys have like maybe realized that there is no platform that let you do this. What I mean is that you can't see the most recent tweet on any on like Instagram. You can't see it. Okay, like there is the post that you see on Instagram are based on algorithmically. Okay, so it's like Instagram algorithm giving you the content to watch, and same goes for the Twitter is also using algorithm to like recommend you the post based on some parameters that they have set in the algorithm. And similarly, that same goes to the thread and other like social medias of the world. So there is like one key feature that is missing, and I think this key feature is missed from the platform on some kind of like reason. They have specifically chosen to not to add this feature because I think personally that this feature has some kind of like power to like to sell, like to take advantage from it. So that feature is like would be the number one feature of the website that I would be developing. Like the website would be displaying the most recent tweets. The tweets will be always in the time range from 1 to 30 minutes. Like a tweet that is like posted like 1 minute ago, 2 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago, and I would set the range. Like after like for example maybe 1 hour or 2 hours, that tweet is like very old, so it should be like deleted from the database and shouldn't be like displayed on the website. So when a user comes to my website, he sees all the latest tweets and he sees the category. Okay, I am a store owner of a soccer merchandise maybe. So I would go to the soccer uh, category. In that category, I would see all the tweets related to soccer. Like there would be soccer players who would have tweeted. There would be fan pages of soccer players who would be tweeting. There would be like everything related to like sports and soccer would be there. Now, as I said earlier, the tweets would be very recent and newly tweets would be fetching every single moment. So I would like then craft a message based on the tweet. For example, if a tweet has something related to a partnership between a store owner. For example, Messi has some partnership with some maybe some apparel related to sports. So because I am also a apparel store owner, so I saw this like opportunity. Okay, so people who are interacting with this tweet and have liked this tweet would be the people who would be maybe like interested in checking out my store also. So I would like go in the comment, uh, write a like very well crafted promotional self promotion message. Hey, I am this, and why not check out this my store? There is like 50% discount on this item or this item maybe. So like there would be chances are there would be like many people who would like ignore this, but chances there are also that many people will also give a shot to like the store that I would like share in the comment or something like that. So people like would go and check out on the store, and maybe I would generate some kind of little sales on my store. So that's the idea that a bit. So that's the basic idea that like I am trying to like capitalize on. So now if you guys got some clear understanding, you can tell me, and if you guys have question, you can ask me again.
I have some questions, but Mara, do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, just you can go.
Yeah. So one thing that is obviously kind of recent is the rate limit that Twitter added. Have you done any testing with your puppeteer bot and seen any issues with the rate limit? that Elon put?
Yeah, I know that there is some kind of limit. Now, right now, till the testing I have run, because as I said, uh, that right now it's very like initial. So right now I haven't touched the front end part. I am like right now like working on the back end stuff, like
Mhm.
creating the logic and like storing the tweets in the Firebase store and like all that like necessary things to in order to work this platform.
Mhm.
So so far I haven't reached that rate. So but I do know that there would be some kind of uh I would say limit that would like come in the way along the way when like there would be like other people start using the platform. So there would this limit would be like achieved very quickly
Mhm.
because as the number of user grow, the I should say the frequency would go
Sure.
sky. Yeah, the frequency would be skyrocketed.
Mhm.
So, but for now, I haven't like faced that conditions. But I would like research on that and find some way to like do something about it so that it doesn't like stop the platform to work properly.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Let's say, so I could see a hypothetical situation where, let's say, a lot of people are adopting and using your platform. How do you
Mhm.
think you're going to handle scale? Because these bots,
Yeah.
from because I actually, funny enough, I work with Puppeteer and another web scraping tool or library called Selenium. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
use these and at my work, and we usually deploy a bunch of these things to run a bunch of automations for customers, and but we use EC2 systems to have like a mass scale of these things to do a ton of work for stuff. Is that something you think you might use to have like a to help scale up your project if things get really popular?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, as like I told you that the scaling part is like the aftermath. Like
Mm-hmm.
if if the project like initially gets success, then like there is a like importance to like give to the scaling. So I I do want to like focus on those things, but it's like I have like read on many like blog articles that when you are early you go into the rabbit hole, like you see the problems that are not existed, so like you overthink the problems. Okay,
Sure.
so uh I know that there would be some kind of limitations regarding the scalability of like using this method, because now I want to like tell you the story.
Mm-hmm.
Before starting the work, I had two options. Okay, the one option was to use the Twitter API. The second option was to use the scraping method, which I have gone with.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Twitter API, I was like, I searched on it, and I saw that the price is like ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's $5,000 per month
Yeah.
for for a like graduate student like me. Like that's completely like insane. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that option I completely like I had no choice basically to like select the scrapping method, because this was the most I would say the cost effective solution for me. So that's why I went with the, because no, I am not alone in this project. Okay, uh, I have the idea of this project. You can say that I am the pioneer of this project, but there is one person also like who is like helping me like maybe like design the system. You know
Mm-hmm.
like you have to like design the systems, technical systems, so that they like function and work properly. So he has some kind of expertise in that backend system designing. I have like more kind of like experience in front end department. So uh I am like working on this project closely with that person who has like experience with these like system designing backends. So
Mm-hmm.
he he is like advising me to like stop like overthinking, just try to have some kind of basic version and put it out to the world so that we can like validate it fast.
Yeah.
After that, if the project like really gains some momentum, you would like contact the multiple like venture capitals on the market, and there will be like people who would love to capitalize on this like opportunity.
Mhm.
So you will like get the funds from those people and like starts blitz scaling your project. So that's the like my plan. So right now I just want the project to be like come at a stage that is like able to withhold the I should say the load from certain number of peoples.
Mhm.
And when the project really like starts getting momentum and I see the success, then I go to I contact people who would like be interested in funding the project, then get the funds from them and then start like scaling the project and uh, like getting more serious shit done. So that in simple terms. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's the idea.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I think this is a great idea because it is hard to get your ideas and your products out there
Yeah. Yeah.
on Twitter. It's not simple. Most people look
Yeah.
at it, they might like your message and stuff. So if there's a tool out there like what you're building that can help put your tweets in a more effective place where it'll get more interest, more looks, and it's just better for your product promotion or whatever it is you're trying to promote. Yeah,
Yeah.
people will
Yeah.
jump on
Yeah.
that. People will want that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because it's hard. It's
Yeah.
just hard.
Yeah. Fun fact, like I like landed on Twitter like maybe like 30 days ago. So I am like completely new person in that Twitter space.
Mm.
But now right now I have like around like 58 and 59 followers on Twitter. Not many, but
Mhm.
those followers I gained by like interacting with the people. So I like explained I went into the comment section. I I I explained the idea, hey, I am building this. So I think this would be a pretty great product if it works out. So if you are interested, then why not follow me so that whenever I launch it on Twitter, you get to see and then start like testing it. So the like the reason I am telling you is that there are a lot of people
Mhm.
who who followed me just for this idea. Like
Nice.
I don't post memes, I don't post anything like very funny thing. I only post regarding my startup. So there the people who like read the comment of mine, they saw an opportunity and they also thought that, yo, this is a great idea. Maybe this can be something that I would use in future. So they like followed me so that whenever I launch and they would get a hands on it. So this is I think a positive uh I should say the story.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good. Mara, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, so basically from what I can see here, it's the case. I mean, you're using your own credentials to log into Twitter here, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, and that's probably you're going to, like Keon said, you're going to hit what's called the rate limit at some point. So did you
Yeah.
think about every user using their own credentials, right, to make sure that you don't hit the limit at some point, right? Because it's going to then be spread over many users, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, I totally got your point, what you are like trying to say. Uh, I initially planned to do it, but now the initial version, it won't have anything like it won't allow the user who has like visited my website to like log in using his like credential. No, there will be a single account. There would be like a single account, like as you have said that this is my demo account which I have like used to like you log into the Twitter by using Puppeteer. So there will be in the first launch there will be
Mm.
no kind of like I won't allow the users to like log in using their like Twitter credentials so that they can start getting this, because there is some risk in it. Because if I would say if their account got banned because of my platform, they would like really do they would like really blow up on me.
Yeah.
Your platform did this to me. Why did you not tell us this was happened? So that's very like safety concern. So that's why in the beginning I don't want anything to happen to my users. So that's why I have scrapped that idea for the first launch. So in the beginning I would have a simple demo account and everyone would be like using that to like just to like uh, in the like interaction between a user and my platform, there would be no clean like connection of a account. What do I mean by this is that simply, for example, let's say I am a user of this platform. Okay, I go to this website where I am seeing the recent tweets. Okay, I don't need to like log in anything. Okay, I would just straightly go to the URL and I would start seeing the latest tweets. Okay, now if I want to comment, what would I do? I would copy. There would be no need to copy. You would just simply click the tweet and you will be redirected to that pa- to that specific tweet page. Now, there is one thing that if you are logged in to the Twitter using like your credentials, you would be headed straight towards that tweet. Okay, you won't have to like log in because you have already logged in. Okay, so you will like comment on the tweet. If you haven't logged in into the Twitter, then it would ask you to first log in. That's the simple that's the like main method that everyone is used to like saying. When, for example, if I share a tweet link with a person who hasn't logged in into the browser into their Twitter account, so what would he do? He will open the link and the Twitter would first ask him to like sign in. He would then sign in and he will be redirected to that tweet. This is the like uh what I should say, a normal uh flow. So that's the main that is the like same working would be here. Like the person would like just click on the tweet, he would be redirected to the Twitter's page, the original Twitter's page, and there if he has logged in, he would be able to comment. If he hasn't been logged in, then he would log in with his like credentials and then start like posting comment. So that's the idea.
Okay, yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense. And
yeah,
how would you, you know, serve this on the front end?
yeah. So front end, that's like pretty good question. So front end, like I have so far thought like this. There would be a feed similar to like you have seen on Twitter. Whenever you go on the platform like the website, you will start getting the most recent tweets. Okay, the feed would be the default feed would be composed by combining different categories. Maybe there would be like some recent tweets, sports, some tweets regarding tech community, some tweets regarding maybe crypto world or something like that. Okay. Then on the left side, now I am telling you based on the visuals. Okay. So as you know, as when you like log into Twitter, you see a feed. On the left side, you have different menu options where you go into the profile. If you want to go to your profile, if you want to check the notification, you click on the notifications menu button on the left, which is present. So what I would have is that in the center there would be a feed, and that feed would be completely random. On the left there would be categories, which I was talking about earlier. Like on the left there would be a sports category. If you click the sports category, you will start getting tweets regarding all the sports. Okay. If you want to see all the crypto tweets, you would go to the crypto category and start seeing the most recent tweets regarding crypto world. Okay. So that's the, I would say, the front end. That's how the front end would work, and that's how the user experience would be. So I hope this question answered your
Yeah, I get it now. Okay, so
yeah,
you
yeah,
have your account, right? You log in, and like you said, you're basically storing each, I would say, tweet in their own. Okay, that's the question. How do you store a tweet to a certain category? How does it know that a certain tweet, for example, it should be in either music, movies, or cars, or sports, or whatever?
Yeah. This is a pretty good question. And
Yeah.
the if I was like using Twitter API, that would be very easy because there is a parameter in the API that Twitter provides. Like as you know, if I go to Keon's profile, okay, hopefully I pronounced the name right.
No, you did. Very good.
Yeah. So if I go to Keon's profile, I see, for example, I see their entrepreneur. That's his category, okay? That's the category he choose for his profile. Hey, I am an entrepreneur. So if I want to categorize him, I would categorize him in the entrepreneurial category because Keon has purposefully selected his category as an entrepreneur. So similarly, if I maybe somehow go to a marketer's profile. Here, there I would see some kind of marketer or some advertiser, something like that category he would have choose. So I would know that I have to group this person with a category related to marketing and other stuff. Okay. So if I was using the Twitter API, that would be no brainer. Okay. So that would be pretty easy. But since I am not using the Twitter API because the high cost of it, I have to like develop some kind of workaround. So one workaround I would say, has done is that somehow I know there would be some kind of like, I should say a method to get the categorical mark to basically to scrap the category of the Twitter too. Similarly, how like I am scrapping the tweet, like for example, right now, what I am scrapping the tweet timeline, okay, and when the tweet was like posted. So similarly, I would be scrapping the category also of that profile. Hey, I would be like scrapping this mark and whatever value is stored in this mark, I will like use that mark to categorize him based on the mark. So if that makes sense. So
I have ideas as to how you could do that. Because I've worked with these types of bots before, and
yeah.
you need to provide a lot of context, and you can use configuration files.
Yeah. Like it's like similar to scrapping. Like I would be like scrapping the category also. It's just another like attribute similar to how like I am scrapping tweets and tweets timeline other stuff. I would be like scrapping the I would say the category of the profile too. So like then I would like use that scrap category and to like or group everyone based on the categorical, I would say. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, one way that you can do this, I can recommend, let's say.
Yeah.
There's a service on AWS called Comprehend, and it lets you analyze text, right? And it's not necessarily that on Twitter, when someone tweets, right, that they're going to say, this is the category that I'm posting in, right? They're not going to say something that useful. They're just going to say a tweet and it has what, 200 characters and that's it, right? So this service that you can use, right, if you extract the tweet, right, you scrap it, and you can use this service on AWS, like I said, called the Comprehend. It can extract meaning from the text, for example, tags. It creates tags based on what the text says. And then you can, categorize this tweet in all of these categories, or the tags that this service Comprehend has given you. And then you can assign percentages. It tells you this much percentage is, this tag is this much relevant, this tag is that much relevant. And then based on all these tags, right, you just go and you scrap the tweets, you assign the tags, and that's one of the ways that you can then get it grouped based on, something that would be interesting to people.
Yeah, yeah,
It's an interesting
yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so you can
yeah,
just try that and see if
yeah.
it
So,
works, because
yes.
I used that service previously, and yeah, it's helpful.
Okay, thank you, thank you. I would like
Hmm.
definitely check it. So,
No
okay,
problem.
I have like now one number one challenge, which is like how do I get, because my you have to like first understand my vision, because I am like very like focused on user experience, because I want to deliver the best possible experience to the user, because if I deliver the best, then only like people who like love the product that I am building. So you can say that I'm also very like serious regarding the user experience. And the way you achieve the best user experience is by lowering the amount of I should say what should I call what should I call it? Man, I have forgot the word. Uh, the okay. Uh, I should say like yeah. Now I got it. The effort that should lower the amount of effort to
Hmm.
achieve a certain action. Okay. Now, in for example, if Mario wants to use my product, okay, he has his like CodeSmash product. He wants to like self-advertise by using my platform. So his number one goal is to like, man, I want to like comment on hundreds and thousands of posts each day, so that I can like gain hundreds and thousands of people
Hmm.
like potential users. Okay, that's his number one goal. So the goal is like really big, and but so now I want to design the platform in such a way that helps him to achieve his like goal most efficiently. So what I have thought is that basically I would be like, when I will launch, I would have pre-built categories. Okay, like earlier I talked about, there would be different categories based on like different categories which I will be able to find on Twitter, which like Twitter has set have included in their like system. So the number of categories is directly proportional to the categories provided by the Twitter. Okay. So there would be like categories, and each category would be populated by that profiles, which would be like uh, adhering to the category. Okay. That's the like idea which I explained. So the challenge is that how I am gonna uh, get a massive number of the massive number of profiles which I would like then smash into the like categories. Maybe for example, let's say I want like 100 profiles for the sports category. Now, like I would have to like sit down for like every uh, profile. Hey, what are the profiles, high falling profiles for the sports category? Then I would like extract those usernames, then provide to the system, and then the system would be like start inserting those profiles into the preferred categories. So the challenge is basically the number of people, the number of profiles. How do I gain the maximum number of profiles so that whenever Mario wants to like uh, uh, advertise, he would the effort to his the effort he has to perform is very minimum. So he would just straight go to the category. He would see all the recent posts regarding his like target audience, which would be like DevOps engineers and some early junior developers looking for a pre-built backend tools. Okay, that's his like target audience. So the then Mario will start like self promotion by using my platform. So uh, the challenge is basically how I should like somehow get a massive number of profiles so that I can like give to the Mario, hey Mario, these are all the profiles in these categories. Start your job and start like comment on those and start get the self promotion. So If that makes sense, you guys are understanding what I am like asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean that if you just pick a few categories, right?
Yeah.
And then you find the people who are most popular in those categories, or you don't even have to do that. You just go and find the most followed people on Twitter, right? And you discover which category. This is something that you should do manually, right?
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
automate it later on. But let's say
Yeah.
you find a couple of people who are the most followed people on Twitter, and you get them as kind of like the route for your search. And then you know, okay, this person is for this category, and then you can sort them into these categories. And then you go and look at their followers. And you do the same thing for their followers, because if their followers are, you see whether based on their tweets, you see whether they are following him for, the exact same reason why he's in the first category, right? For some people, you might follow them because they're into sports, but someone is following him because, just because he's, popular or well known, if you know what I'm saying. So basically, you just take someone who has the most followers, you then take his tweets, you then go through his followers, and for each of the followers, you just go and you take their tweets, and then you can categorize them. So you start from, the top, and then you have a lot of, you like go down the tree
Yeah.
from
I
the top.
totally got
So
you.
that's
Yeah.
that's kind of the search that you can
That's
do.
that's some kind of binary search.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I totally got your point. So that's
Okay, nice.
that's nice idea. Yeah. Keon, have you something else like regarding this idea, something or
Yeah, my thing is the thing I always think about is scaling. So
yeah.
I could see in the future you're gonna need lots of scrapers. Some that do specifically category search, binary search of all the top people, and then go down below, kind of like how Mario was saying. Those
Yeah.
guys scrape for the categories and the top people, and then you have
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
scrapers that scrape for the tweets that are best matched for promoting Mario stuff, my products, whatever. There's just a lot. There's actually you're going to need a lot of scrapers doing a lot of work to keep the system fresh, updated, new, constantly populating with the right tweets and all that stuff to serve all different kinds of categories and all different kinds of users.
Yeah.
But it's doable. I could see that being doable. The only thing that I worry about is the rate limit. That's going to be a hurdle. That's going to be a challenge. I'm sure it can be done. You might need to create lots of new accounts, but
Yeah.
it's doable. It's doable. I think it's worth trying.
Yeah. I have discussed with, as I told you guys earlier, I have one person in you can say he is like co partner in this project. So he was like talking about some kind of using proxy or something like that method. He was like saying if that happens, we would basically his point was, hey, if that happens, I am gonna handle it. So don't like
Nice.
don't like get afraid. Okay, if that happens, I am gonna do something for you. So that's no brainer. So he was like
Nice.
talking about some kind of that.
Cool. I don't know, Salman, if I have your Twitter.
Yeah,
Um,
you we have like inboxed each other like
okay.
if I can, yeah, you
Which
have
one is
like
your?
inboxed me. My username is like creative coder.
Oh, you're Creative
Uh,
Coder. Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you have a name for this project?
Name that's a pretty nice question. I was like wondering like yesterday that what should the name should be. So far like I have brainstormed some like promotions related, for example, promo app or some like the name like yesterday I got really loved with is that promo seed. Basically promo seed. Like there are like two fundamental concepts which like this name is representing. So promo as it sounds and says that promotion. the platform is for promotion. Okay, and
You
there is
type it
seed factor. Yeah, yeah,
in the
and
chat.
there is like seed factor, which
Okay.
is like uh, very like popular among the startup world. Like you may have like heard Series A, seed funding, and
Hmm.
etc. So basically, the the idea that I would be like sending is that basically by using my platform, you are planting a seed of your startup. Okay,
Hmm.
you are planting a seed which would help get some early adopters for your product. Okay, you will start getting interacting with the people, and then you would like start improving your product and maybe even grow a major user base by using these methods. So that's the like idea, and I think the promo seed name perfectly like communicates the idea that I want to like send to the world. So that's the
Awesome. Yeah, I look forward to seeing more
yeah,
progress in the next incubator.
yeah, sure,
I want to
sure.
see where you're at with it and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, thank you for sharing
Thank you.
on this.
Thank
I'm
you very
excited.
much.
I think
Thank you
so
so
web
much.
scrapers is really cool. It's a great technology. So that's awesome. Very excited. Okay. With that being said, I can do a quick um, update on my stuff. So let
Sure.
me
Yeah, sure.
add this up. So I'm gonna do screen. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, we can see.
So this is Command Center. I know I still need to update my homepage. I hate working on homepages and landing pages, but it's okay. For those who are just watching this, Command Center is a remote desktop remote device manager. So any devices or computers that you have, or even IoT devices like cameras, sensors, this Command Center is the web app that you can manage all these devices from remotely. So log in anywhere from anywhere in the world. You can access all your machines no matter where they are located. So I'm just gonna log into my account just to do a little bit. I've made some slight changes, nothing graphically, but here's the dashboard. So let's say you have a registered account. You already have a couple devices added on here. Your account can so on Command Center you have two different categories: your computer devices that you have associated, as well as your IoT devices. So this right here is actually my current computer that I'm hosting from. I can show you what it would look like, but remote controlling my computer from the same computer doesn't make sense. It gets kind of weird and stuff. But there are two things with when it comes to specifically computers. You have two types of functionality. You have remote control, which is like a remote desktop feature, and then you have control panel. Control panel is working with an API that's installed onto the remote machine, where you can send remote commands, do stuff on terminal, depending on which version or what operating system you use. But this is all cross-platform, so you can install this software on Windows, Mac, and Linux, and you can manually remote control these devices. So I'll go to remote control, since this is visually what people like to see. And right here, you can see the desktop window for my computer. And right now I have Zoom open. I'm gonna control my computer's desktop just normally, and you can just kind of see through the screenshots right here of what's going on. And so you can see things relatively live. It's not perfect. I've got a bunch of Discord stuff here. I can control this. And even from here itself, from the platform, I can, for example, click on Edge. It's a little bit weird and glitchy with when you're controlling the same computer. I should probably do this from a different machine. Yeah, it's not the best way to do this right now. Anyways, you have full control, so you can do mouse keyboard actions. You can even download and upload your own files from here. So if I wanted to upload a file on my local machine onto a remote machine, I can just choose a file and then upload it. And I can also download a file. So if I know where the path of the file on the remote computer is, I can type in this path, for example, this, and I can then click download, and I would receive the remote computer's file onto my local machine's file. Functionalities like that are possible. And yeah, so it's like it's a platform that is designed to give you the remote control features that you want. So a lot of it, as system administrators would use this. This would be useful even on like an AWS platform. Yeah, if you manage a lot of servers, or if you just want to have access to your machines from home or that are sitting at home, you can do that. Let me show you control panel. So this is not quite the same as remote desktop, but it has similar functionality. So these are the commands here. This is an output log showing the success or fails of the API commands that you're sending to the remote computer. This shows the logs, who has been sending remote commands to your computer. It'll show like IP addresses, all that stuff. So this command right here, this checks the status of the computer. Is it online? And so I click it, and it says that the service is online. It's called Backdoor API, by the way. I want to get a screenshot of this machine. Let me just click on that, and voila, we have a screenshot. There's a bunch of UI things that I need to work on, so it's a little messy. But yeah, you get the full screenshot. And depending on the computer, so if you have like if the monitor you're using is pretty high resolution, it will take the size of a screenshot of the exact dimensions of that specific machine's output. However, like if you have a computer with a small screen that has like, I don't know, 800 by 600 resolution, you'll receive a screenshot that size. But I have ways of resizing images to fit the screen, which will come in handy. This command right here turns on the camera. Obviously my camera is being used right now for Zoom, but if I click on this, it will automatically turn on the camera application. So if I grab another screenshot, you'll see that I have the camera app launched. So you can use this for your own like surveillance, or just to see what's going on in your house if you're all the way across the world or down the street or at a friend's house. So another screenshot. You can also send remote commands. So this right here is called terminal commands. You can send in terminal commands like you can cd, do tree, add tree. I'll send a request, and it will do its thing.
Yeah, it's very like similar to I remember like I once was very like active in the security some kind of field. So basically, what happened was that I somehow like had a malware on my laptop. So and it was some kind of like RAT, so remote access Trojan. So these are the tools that like you need some kind of like control command system on and machine, and there are agents which you like compile and then send those to the target machines. They like then make a connection between the command center and the target machines.
Yep.
So these are used by the security like engineers, but also by hackers also. So
Yeah.
so yeah.
I know. That's the hard part, is developing this command center to be secure, because it's not supposed to be used as like hackers. I don't want that. Like an example of that's a kind of like a competitor application to command center is like TeamViewer. and that's TeamViewer is used a lot in scamming, from what I remember. And I've even been scammed by someone who used TeamViewer. This is when I was a kid. But ever since that, I was like, well, that's kind of a cool like thing, not for just hacking, but like just in general. Like if you have if you just want to have access to your machines, or if you want to be able to easily transfer files between one machine and the other, you have access from anywhere. I can log in on you. If I was in Pakistan right now, I can log into my machine from your place. Just easy access. That's the goal, is just make your life easy. Another thing I haven't talked about is IoT devices. So I've built using like Raspberry Pis, like sensors. And so these sensors can be triggered remotely. So I've done the same thing that I have done here with computers, but with IoT sensors as well. This sensor, for example, I haven't gotten all the functionality quite in yet, but essentially I will have functionality where I can activate the sensor. So let's say it's a motion sensor. The motion sensor, when someone gets too close to the motion sensor, it triggers the Raspberry Pi camera, takes a picture. That picture, once it's been taken, it sends it to sends you either an email or sends you an alert on maybe a mobile device. I have to create an iOS app for that. But basically, essentially, it would send you the picture and say, hey, look, an object has been detected. Here's a picture, and it will snap a picture of who was just in front of that sensor. So it's a platform that it's supposed to be, also for home security or whatever, like a smart home kind of platform as well.
Yeah, especially if you combine this system with, for example, personal assistant kind of system, for example, if you guys have seen Iron Man movie, Tony Stark and the Jarvis has complete you can say, man, I always forget words.
I don't remember. It's been a while.
No, Javed has complete control over his all the home and other stuff. So Tony Stark, whenever he's in a mess, Javed do some stuff for it. Okay, so this can pretty come in handy. For example, I have this system set up. Okay, I have my AI system ready. I have this command center ready. Really good system. Okay, so I am leaving for a trip to the Paris. Okay, so I am at a Paris, and there is some kind of sneaky activity at my house back. So there is artificial intelligence giving me reports. Hey, bro, this is the person entering in your house. Call the police, or should I call it myself?
Exactly.
Yeah. So then cops will come and arrest him at the back.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going for, is to have that sort of smart home kind of functionality. And you can also control your computer from home too, if you wanted to, just to have that full control over your technology.
Yeah, maybe some kind of automatic handmade gun which has some kind of spoon and it auto fires when
Oh my God. I don't know if I want to do that, but that's an interesting idea though.
Yeah.
Serious home defense.
There's self-defense, home self-defense. Nice, man. Cool.
Yeah, but that's all I have. Any questions that people have or suggestions of ideas as to where I could take it?
So I think that now that I've thought about it, I mean, this could be, when we talk about sales, right? This could actually be two products. So if you market to what we already talked about, what are they called? System administrators, right? People who just handle tons of servers. That's an obvious choice. But the second one is in smart home devices, right? I think these are two different markets, obviously. And because there are, companies that, at least that I know, one is called Savant, right? and the other one is called Control 4, right?
I think I've heard of that one. I know Savant though.
Okay, so both of these are quite popular, right? So they're all about like home automation, right? And that's something that you could that's where it could be useful, right? So these are basically two different markets. So you should have, in my opinion, complete like two different products. One should be just for like IT people, and the other one is obviously more of a consumer product, right? If you it's the same technology, but you can sell them to two different markets. And the only thing that you would then need to do, basically, one would be a web application, obviously for IT guys, and the other one should probably run on an iPad or some tablet device, and then you can easily just use it for home automation.
Yeah, you make a good point.
Yeah,
you make a good point. Probably for home automation, nobody wants to log on to a web app. They want it just all on their phone.
Exactly, phone or a tablet that usually is on their wall. Because when I've been looking at these videos of home automation, right, like reviews of different gadgets and whatnot, that's what they usually have. So you can, I think it's called Control 4. I mean, you should look it up. Let me just Google it quickly. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's called Control 4 Smart Homes. So that's something that you should just look at how they're like distributing their stuff, how they're presenting their products, and I think that's something you should do. So what's your next step? I mean, it's clearly working. I mean, it's enough for you to try to get some pre-sales, right?
Yeah.
Even though just try to like limit the system so that it's safe, right?
Yes.
That's my opinion. Make sure that it's safe and secure, and then just say, hey, I'm taking pre-sales, and then just build just buy, don't build it, buy a landing page for like what, $10 or whatever, it doesn't matter how much it costs, and try to see what happens. Just to get some early customers who you can talk to and get some feedback. That's it.
Okay, this is an interesting question in response to your ideas. Do you think I should focus on pre-sales sooner, or would you say get this more secure? Then
first make sure that it's secure.
Yeah.
Just don't spend like 2 or 3 months. A week or two should be enough for you to make sure that big things can happen, right?
Yeah.
Like the biggest loopholes should be plugged, and that's it. Just say this is an early beta, and see what can happen.
I 100% agree.
Probably buy 2 domains, right? And just say first go with just the IT, right? Because that's all already done, right?
Yeah.
So it's mostly and then just see what happens, and then go from there.
Yeah, it's a good point. I didn't think about splitting Command Center into like 2 separate sites, and that might honestly make more sense. It might be more confusing having it all on one. Instead, have 2 separate sites for better marketing of each product. Is that what you were suggesting?
Yes. I mean, you could still realistically let the IT people who are into gadgets and whatnot use it like that, but there's another chance that you will be able to market this to home automation enthusiasts, right?
Yeah.
And they're probably not going to care about logging on to anyone's PC. They just want to turn off and turn on their lights.
Yeah.
And that's it, right? And for that, they probably need some kind of app. End of story. Yeah, that's that. But minimum you can minimum have 2 products at least, from what I can see.
Yeah, I like that. That makes a lot of sense. That way each site can be its own unique, better for the marketing aspect of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if one doesn't take off and the other one does, you're still winning.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's actually genius.
Exactly, right? So but it's the same product.
Very cool. Thanks for that. Someone, do you have anything to add?
Yeah. I should say like this is a pretty like great concept. Like I would like I am like very interested in this kind of stuff also like because whenever like I saw the Iron Man movie and the automation and the artificial intelligence combined with
Hmm.
the human like the best possible experience I think the best possible relationship between an AI and a man is shown in the Iron Man movie, which was the
Hmm.
original movie back in the 2008 or something like when that was the time when like first Iron Man movie came out. So if this technology like really matures and in the future it becomes something like this, that would be like pretty powerful.
Hmm.
So I am 100% like into that stuff. And
Cool.
I would like to say one thing is that because as I said earlier, I have some kind of experience with this kind of tool.
Mm.
And one thing I have realized that these tools are pretty like sometimes hard to like understand, okay,
Mm.
for people. So I would like give an advice is that you tailor your product in a way as Mario is like told you that there will be like two people. There will be like security engineers and there will be like normal people, ordinary people who are not so much technical. And so for the normal people, design and like tailor your product in a way that it's really like easy, really easy.
Okay.
So because security engineers, they are like technical person, they know the ins and outs, they can like tweak their they 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 love to like tweak product for their own. Okay, but
Hmm.
normal people they want a working thing out of the box. So I would like
Yes.
suggest that yeah. So tailor your if you are gonna target two different audiences, the ordinary people make your product really like easy like to set up or maybe like to like keep checking because these kinds of things are like for always people like always want to like see like hey what's going on in my house when I am like away from the home or something like that okay
Hmm.
so if for example if I have to like always open the app and to see hey like okay so my room is good my home is safe okay so like I would like always have to open the app and see so that's the typical okay we have seen this before by some other companies also so if there is some kind of another way basically some kind of advanced way which like keeps the user always updated like
Yeah.
some kind of widgets yeah widgets would be a way cooler choice
Mm.
when a person has a home screen and home screen has a widget and in that widget he is able to see the camera look of the outdoor the
Mm.
door the main door of his house that is pretty cool okay so that's the user experience that you want to build so
Yeah.
that you can capitalize that and the ordinary people because there is one thing ordinary people are way larger in quantity as compared to like technical people
Hmm.
so the more profits can be made from ordinary side as compared to the technical side so user experience should be like on point with the
Okay.
ordinary people yeah
I
so
agree.
that's it yeah
100%. User experience really does matter because if you don't get it how to use it, then you're just gonna give up.
yeah yeah yeah
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you guys for all your advice and comments on this. But yeah, that's all I have to share on mine. I don't know if anyone else has any last things before we wrap this up. What they want to share about their stuff.
uh, no I am done uh,
How about you, Mario? Any last things?
No, not at this point. Think, wow, we've taken what more than almost hour and 45 minutes this
Yeah,
time, even though
that's
it's
fun.
just three of us.
Yeah, we had a lot to talk about. So my plan is, so we'll wrap this up. I'm gonna upload the full length video on YouTube, and then I'm gonna split it up into each person's presentation. Um, and then I'll also post each video of each personal video on there as well. I'll do tweets about that, and I'll at you and put your CodeSmash and any if you Salman have any links for your project, that I can point it to, then I will gladly put that on your separate tweet for
Right
you.
now, I don't have like any links, so you can just like, for example, tag me so that people, if they are interested, they would like come and hang with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tag you to it.
Yeah.
I'll just let you know that first thing you should actually build, that's from my experience, just make sure you build a landing page and see, and just this, you get what I'm saying. And make sure that you have some people who've signed up, because it could be the case that you're, building something people might not want to use. And it's so make sure you just build a website and see if people are, signing up to your mailing list. And then just, keep working on your stuff, but just so that you have some early, people who are like literally interested, so that you see that something is going on. So in any case, what are your guys, just before we leave, what are your plans for like next week? What do you plan on working on?
I'm going to be working on Command Center, and also putting out the stuff for Incubator, promoting that and stuff. That's what I'm
Any
doing.
specific features?
Just kind of building out more of the IoT aspect, controlling it from Command Center, all your devices. I want to get a full working where it actually displays all the sensor logs as you have, like, for example, a motion sensor doing its, tracking and all that stuff when it's active. But yeah, once I get that, then I'll probably present that in the next Incubator.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Okay, great.
That's what my future plans are for the next one. And I'll probably I'll probably post later in the week if people want to do the 4th Incubator. Well, we can do it next weekend or next Sunday, or we can, depending on when everyone else. A lot of people couldn't make it because of timing and holiday and exams, but if people are available for next Sunday, we can do the 4th one.
Just let them vote, right? And you'll know when's the best time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, then that's fine. That's it from me.
Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely be tweeting about it this week about Incubator 4, and also I'll try to get the tweets for Incubator 3 and all that stuff today and probably tomorrow. And so you guys will see that stuff. You'll be tagged in it.
Awesome.
Cool. I don't want to take any more of anyone else's time. Almost hit the 2-hour mark. But in the future, I think, especially as more people join, I'm going to have to set a timer for each person and maybe keep it to, depending on how many people, like each person gets to present like 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll definitely think about how to condense, because I think everyone's been doing like 30 minutes. So we got to think very carefully about how to compress your presentation to 10 to 15 minutes. So that way we can keep it going and keep things fresh and everyone can present. That's future
just
plans.
Present new features and that's that. This is what I've done this week. End of story.
Yeah, just keep it like, yeah, exactly. That's the plan from this point on. Okay. Cool. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining and presenting. Yep, look out for the tweets for Incubator 3 and Incubator 4. Thank you guys.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
Yep. See you, Mario. See you, Salman.
Thanks.